and welcome to what is a brand new series here on my channel. We are on FIFA 20 and we are starting a career mode series. That's not unusual on my channel, but today we are starting it with a team that I really do like. I'd probably say this is my foreign team. I think everyone has like a team that they love and support, mine obviously being Liverpool, but I also have like a foreign team that I distantly support. I would say I'm a fan of, more than like a supporter. I'm a fan of them, and that is Atletico Madrid. And you're probably thinking, why not Real Madrid over them? I don't know. I've over the years I've just really liked Atletico Madrid. Obviously it might have started around the time, actually no, this is even before then. Obviously one of my earliest memories of really was when we signed when Liverpool signed Fernando Torres from Atletico Madrid. There's a few things I love, and obviously in this first episode, which is a live stream for this first episode, but other than this episode, it is going to be just a normal like recorded video sort of series. But I just wanted to kick it off in a best possible manner by actually doing a live stream, so bear with me with this. And there's another reason why I want to do a live stream for this first episode. In this episode and live stream, I want to be sorting out the admin side of the career mode, so that means leading all the way up to, oh god, I just turned on my live stream just so I can keep up to date with the chat. We have Ahmed Safe. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. You put hi and then you put sup. I am very good. That's what's up. Bear with me just a second because I'm just going to change the thumbnail of the live stream. There's a lot going on in this first episode of this series. So just bear with me 1 second while I change the thumbnail. But yeah, there's a good few reasons why I chose Atletico Madrid. As you might be aware, within the last week or so, I did try to start a Liverpool series, but I decided, you know what, I don't want it to be like a format where I record it and whatnot. I wanted to have a Liverpool career without the pressure of doing it as a series. And I thought, what other teams was I going to consider? I was considering Lyon for this FIFA because they do have their new stadium on this FIFA. I always like to have do it with a team where they've got their stadium, obviously proper licensing, so obviously that rules out the likes of Juventus or Piemonte Calcio for this FIFA. I like to have the league with their proper branding and like overlay, so obviously with La Liga for a couple of years now they've had that. And yeah, I just wanted to realistically do one with a team that I really I'm quite passionate about, and Atletico fits that bill. Obviously growing up they had one of the best stadiums, and it's such a shame they don't have it anymore, and that's the Vicente Calderon. That is one of the most beautiful stadiums, but unfortunately I think it's got torn down now, I want to say. Let me just load up my live stream again now that I've sorted out the thumbnail, so I can keep up to date with any chat. I see that messages have come in. Bank says yo, and Ahmed says sell Diego Costa. Obviously we'll be getting to that part in a sec, but first we have to make our managers, and I'm going to be making me in this series, so let's quickly do this. I've done this many times now, so I know exactly how I want my face to be. Change the eye colour so it's green because I have green eyes. I have quite bushy eyebrows, and we might as well change the facial hair right about now. Oh, nose, I want it to be the first one. Mouth, I also want it to be the first one. I have quite a round cheeks and jaw, and quite a round chin. Ears, I have them quite big, and I just think they look better. Hair, let's go to short. Oh, wrong one. Click that one. Again, I apologise for this, but I am a ginger. And I'm going to keep the facial hair. So at the moment, in real life, I'm probably rocking more like this. No, probably. Oh no, it's more like that because it's quite a bushy moustache right now. I do need to shave it off, but I kind of like how that looks. I kind of like it some more rugged, like a nice beard. So what we're going to do is, you are like Ed Sheeran. Kind of, but less talented, I'd like to say. So how I want to set up my outfit is I want open collar because I just think it looks better. I think I'm going to either go for a maroon or charcoal sweater. Oh, I kind of like normal grey, to be fair. You know what? I'm going to go grey, actually. I think that... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm tempted then, if I'm going grey. What does a black open collar look like? It's not great. I'm going to go white. White looks better. Outer bottoms, we'll go black casual, because they're a bit more like casual, I guess. Don't care about socks or ties. And I'm going to go with brown shoes. I just think they look cool. So that is my manager. Go with a funny hat. No, I'm not going to do that. You know, we're not really going to look at our manager much. Obviously, we're going to be taking press conferences and stuff, but that's about it. But now we get to choose a team, and obviously, you can tell by the title, and you can tell by me talking about them, we are going to go with Atletico Madrid. So if we look at the initial board expectations, obviously it's a team that in many regards is very similar to the team I support in Liverpool, where we're a big team, maybe not expected to win the league every year, but capable of having a good year, because Atletico Madrid won the 2013-14 La Liga title ahead of Barcelona Real Madrid. I believe it was like a 1-1 draw away, or was it at home? Was it at home? Or I think it was at home against Barcelona. I think Godin got a late header, I want to say, because I think Alexis Sanchez at the time scored a cracking goal from like a tight angle to make it 1-0 Barcelona, but Atletico only needed a draw to lift the title, and they ended up doing that. So let's have a quick look at this. Obviously, domestic success and continental success are critical, so obviously we're expected to do well in both league and Europe competitions. Brand exposure is critical. Obviously, Atletico Madrid has become a huge brand, so it's important that we can increase that brand exposure. By Inaki Williams, he is good and young potentially. I'm going to look into that. Obviously, we're going to go through the squad in much detail in this episode, because like I said, there isn't going to be any gameplay in this episode. This first episode is just going to be going through the summer, sorting out transfers, sorting out the team, sorting out training, all sorts of that. And then starting next episode is going to be the gameplay. So if we look at financial, it's low. It's not really a high priority. It just means that just be steady with it, but you can use up quite a lot of the money. And youth development, I might focus on it a little bit, but maybe not. I would read through that blurb, but I can't be bothered really. Transfer budget, we have about 60 mil, but I do have the 60% bonus, which I'm going to do. I'm not going to be using any financial takeovers, because I just think that's boring and it's too easy. Club worth is about £1 billion. The ground is the Wanda Metropolitano. Obviously, we were talking about the Vicente Calderon being an excellent stadium. The Wanda Metropolitano is a fantastic stadium. Obviously, it's close to my heart. I'm a Liverpool fan. We won the Champions League last season in that ground, and we are going to be visiting it again in February when Liverpool and Atletico Madrid face each other in the first knockout round of the Champions League. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get into this save. Who will I sign? At the moment, I'm not really too sure, but obviously we're going to get into that once we obviously get into the career. So I'm going to be playing on world-class difficulty for this series. It's just how I like to play. Obviously, you would expect on world-class that I do win most of the games, and I expect that as well. If I do find it is too easy, say if I win everything in the first season, if I do a second season in the series, I may up it to legendary and give myself an even bigger difficulty really. We're going to have it on 4-minute halves, because I like games to be nice and quick so you can get through more. I don't know how many I'm going to do in an episode, maybe 2, maybe 3, who knows. European competition, let's have a look at our group. So we have, unfortunately, we have Piemonte Calcio, which I'm kind of disappointed with, because although it would be nice to go up against the likes of Ronaldo, Dybala and whoever, I don't like the fact they don't have their proper kits. A lot of people have been taking the piss out of Juventus this season on FIFA because they're Piemonte Calcio and PES have the rights to them. So I'm actually going to take out Juventus out of our group. I'm going to swap them with another top team, because I think if I swapped them with a lesser team, I think it would be unfair. So realistically, the big teams I could swap them with would be maybe City, because there's no English team in our group. I could swap them with Bayern. Real Madrid I can't because it's another Spanish club. PSG maybe. Liverpool I can't do. Barcelona. And realistically that's it. So whoever's watching right now, just tell me what team should I replace Juventus with, because I want it to be an actual team. I'm happy with Lokomotiv Moscow, and I'm happy with Bayern Leverkusen. But who do I swap it with? Realistically, your options are... I'm going to say it's between... Oh, I don't know. I'm honestly tempted to say we should actually go to Lyon's new stadium. I know they're not the best team possible. I just think it would be a good tie. I can get Mertens and Modric because their contract ends this season. Yeah, that's true. We could definitely look into who's going to be expiring at the end of the season. You know what? I think not Leon. Do PSG. You know what? Okay then. I'm gonna accept that because it is a kind of like for like a world class team swapped. I think PSG is fair. So the likes of Neymar, Mbappe, Cavani, and like, who else is like just going to be coming to the Wanda Metropolitano? I'm happy with that. I think that's going to be a class tie actually. Atletico Madrid versus PSG. So I'm happy with that group now. Transfer window enabled. Yes, international job offers. Let's get into this career mode. I'm very excited for this. Very, very excited to do it. So I'm just to remind you yet again, this first episode is a live stream because I wanted to like get a bit of like interaction, which I've already had in the live stream chat. Also because I'm focusing on the summer, I am wary it could take over an hour depending on like how in depth I go. But after this live stream, the next episode will definitely be just a pre-recorded episode, and that'll go up probably. I'm gonna try and aim every day, but if not every 2 days. So if it's every 2 days, bear with me and we will get through that. I'm just gonna call it Atletico just so I know to save, even though I have no other career saves right now. Normally around this time of FIFA I do actually have quite a few careers going, but I don't know, I've just gone through a bit of a stale run with this FIFA, but because it's New Year I wanted to start something a bit different. I'm not going to do a pre-season tournament. I just think they're a waste of time. I'd rather just focus in this whole summer building a team that is capable of winning. So let's have a, first of all, before we go into office and everything, let's see who our first games are going to be against. So our first game of the season is going to be against Getafe. I believe Getafe are actually quite a local team in Madrid. Obviously the two main ones in Madrid are Real Madrid and Atletico, but I believe Getafe are just outside of Madrid, so it's still actually a very local derby. Take a fresh look. How old am I? I am 26. I am 26. I'm getting old. Getting very old. I'm nearly old enough to actually be the manager of a football team. So, and then second game of August is going to be away at Leganes, which is nice. And then we've got a busy week. Haya Almada. What do you mean, Almir? What do you mean? But yeah, that's going to be a busy month. Obviously, we've got the likes of PSG in the first group game of the Champions League, and then at the end of September we have our first Madrid derby, which is going to be good. When do we play Barcelona? That's quite a decent month. Ooh, that's going to be a busy week. End of November, midweek we're going to have PSG, and is that home or away? That is away to PSG, and then at home to Barca. Transfer list some players and look at your team. I'm going to go into that next, Ahmed. So don't you worry about that. Don't you worry. Once we just have a quick look through our expectations and all. So let's have a look at our targets set by the board. We obviously discussed like the priorities of them, so let's have a look what they actually want. I'm not going to really focus on youth development. I just think it's a waste of time when I know I can sign some top quality players. So gain £180 million worth of earnings from shirt sales. That should be easy. if I bring in a quality player or a couple of quality players, that obviously adds to that. But we've got the likes of João Felix, who obviously I'm very much looking forward to using. I've not actually used them on FIFA 20 at all, so it's going to be a good one. We've got the likes of Saul, we've got Koke, we've got the likes of Jimenez, we've got Oblak in goal. We've got quality players, a quality spine of the team. I think like in this summer we're only going to be adding around and like filling up that squad ready, capable of taking on like different competitions. Continental success. They want us to reach the final of the UEFA Champions League. That's going to be interesting. Well, obviously my aim's going to be to win it, but that's interesting. In fact, they've set me that target already. If you get Mertens and Modric shirts for some, yeah. The problem is with Mertens and Modric, they're both old players. Plus, I kind of want to keep it quite realistic with transfers, in a sense that if I get someone like Modric from Real Madrid, it's kind of unrealistic because you just can't see Modric going from one side of Madrid to the other side. So maybe not Modric, but Mertens, again, he's just a player that's probably coming to the twilight of his career, so that's maybe something I'm not going to do. So if we look at the priorities in domestic terms, it says to finish in the Champions League spot. I believe that's still top 4 in Spain. Forgive me if I'm actually wrong, but I believe it's still top 4. It's like England where it is top 4 teams. So I think this year it's Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico in the game, and Valencia. I think they're in Champions League, so I think it's top 4. Reach the semi-final of the Copa de España or the Copa del Rey, but I don't think that has official licensing. And it says within 2 seasons win La Liga. I'm hoping to do that within 1. Realistically, I am. And reduce player wages by 9k a week financially. It's low priority. I don't really care about it. I think we can do it though, but we'll see. So the next thing obviously we're going to be doing is looking through the current squad and seeing where we need new players. Okay, I'm not going to sort out formation just yet. I think I'll do that after we've looked at these players. So anyway, we are now into the squad hub, and one thing that I do want to do is flick to this financial page, because one thing I'm going to look out for is if any players have a release clause. If they have a release clause and I want to keep them at the club, I'm going to have to offer them a new contract, because I do not want to take the risk that players will be have their release clause activated. So luckily with Oblak, who is a fantastic keeper, 26 years old, so he's still got his best years ahead of him, 91 rated, so don't worry about that. And to be fair, we've got a decent backup keeper in Adan, and as you can see, he is the first player that we've seen that's got a release clause, so I'm gonna have to offer him a new contract. He is on a sporadic contract, meaning that he's kind of happy to be second choice right now, so it's going to be interesting to see if I can still give him that. Okay, he's happy to stay as sporadic. I think he realises that he's not going to be better than Oblak, and I'm the type of person that likes to give them as long a contract as possible, so I'm going to give him a 3-year deal, no release clause. So as you can see, they've tried to add it back. I'm going to deny that straight away, and now we're going to give him a bit of wages. I'm going to see if I can give him 40k. He's on 41.5. He's happy with that. So we've kind of lowered our wage budget slightly by 1.5k already, which is nice. So we're alright for keepers. We've got a main choice in Oblak, and then we've got our second choice with Antonio Adan, which is very nice. And so this youngster, he has a release clause, and he's young, and he's I just don't think I'm going to use him. One of the things that I like about career, and I only realistically like players that have got the actual game face. So with Alex dos Santos, I know he's young, so he's unlikely to have his game face anyway. I'm not going to keep him. I want a team that it looks like them to make this career as immersive and as realistic as possible. So this is a prime example. Lodi technically right now is Atletico's first choice left back. 21 years of age, he's got fantastic potential, but I don't think I'm going to, I just don't want him because he doesn't have his actual face. I know it's harsh, but it's how I like to play it. So we're going to have to try and get left backs really. We need a first choice and a backup. So that is definitely a position we need to think. So anyone that's watching right now, be sure to think of some left backs I may look at. So you need a first choice, that's good, and then you need a backup that could be quite young and stuff. By Hakimi. Unfortunately, Hakimi is on loan from Real Madrid to Dortmund, so he's unavailable, for this season. But that is a good suggestion. Hakimi would have been good. Okay, so let's go on to centre-backs now. So we've got Felipe. Again, he has a release clause, so I'm going to have to give him a new contract. This might take quite long. That's why I thought this first episode it would be best to have a format of like a live stream. So he's important. Well, he's 84 rated, so I can understand that. He's 30 years old. I'm going to give him a 3-year deal. I think he'll accept that. He will. Make sure there's no release clause. Again, the agent tries to offer it, so we're going to deny that. And then now let's see if we can try and lower his wages a slight bit. So we're going to go to, oh actually no, I want to edit that. Let's go 65. He's on 67, so if we can drop it by a couple of K, I'm happy with that. Yes. Yusuf Atal and Basaka, good. Wan-Bissaka has just joined Man United, said no. I don't really know much about Atal, to be honest. Oh, actually, I'm just getting a call. Back in a sec. Sorry about that. Interesting call. Anyway, that is Felipe done. And now we're on to Hermoso. Oh god, we're going to have to give a lot of players contracts, because the thing is with Spanish League players, a lot of them have release clause. Hermoso, 24 years of age, he's obviously got potential to get better, and I believe, let's have a quick look at his attributes as well. He's actually a very good player. He's quick, he's got decent stamina, he's got decent strength. He could be a very good player. So, unfortunately guys, you're going to have to sit through the pain with me, and we are going to have to offer some contracts here. So he's going to be important. Ideally I would have liked to have him as a rotation, but it is what it is. 5-year deal, hopefully. Yes, very nice. Okay, no contract release clause. And wages is very nice. Oh, I can get like 9k off his wages. That's fantastic. Okay, so Montero's on loan. Got Jimenez. Oh, for God's sake, they've got release clauses. Trust the one centre back that I don't actually want to have a release clause. Okay, we're gonna have to have it. I want to keep Jimenez. Jimenez is fantastic. Oh, this is gonna be a long live stream, but oh well. Okay, crucial. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's talk about the role. He's 24 years old, so I want to give him the longest possible deal. No release clause, and it looks like it's going to be lower wages. Love that. And Savic is a player that I want to get rid of, and the main reason for that is, even though I want 4 centre-backs, he's slow, his stamina's not good, he's just not good enough. For an 83 rated centre-back, that is awful. That is pretty awful, but it is what it is. He can go from loan. So we've got we've actually got 4 right backs to go for. We've got Kieran Trippier, who's just joined from Spurs. It looks like he probably will be one of the first choices. Great stamina and decent stats. That's not bad. And then we've got Vasalico as well, who is also a very good right back. So I think we're fine for right backs. Does he have a release clause though? Oh, bloody hell, he does. Oh, we're not even done with the defenders. Oh. But I believe the other 2, one's a youngster, one's Arias. I think I'm just going to sell Arias then. Okay, Vasalico wants to be an important player. I do understand that. I do very much understand that. I'd probably, out of the 2 of them, I'd probably say Vasalico for the first choice and then Trippier as backup. But it could be the other way around. I think Trippier is good enough to be first choice. I think it's just down to preference. Okay, so now let's try. Oh God. Let's go with 45k. I think we can drop it down a bit. Yeah, spot on. Well done for Salco. So then we've got Arias, who does have a release clause, but I want to sell. You don't have his actual face. And then Carlos Isaac, we want to sell as well. Oh, for God's sake! You know what? With Llorente, he's just joined from Real Madrid. So you're talking about unrealistic transfers. He actually has left Real Madrid to join Atletico Madrid, and he does have a release clause. Yes, I want to keep him as a backup. I think he's a fine, like, youngish CDM. But thinking about it, if I were to get an offer or his release clause activated for £37 million, I would take that. So I'm happy with that. Vitolo he's 29 years old, but he doesn't have amazing stats. So I think he is another player that I want to list. Thomas Lemar is young, he's exciting. I'm going to keep him. Unless I get a truly outstanding bid for Lemar, he's staying. Okay, so now we've got Thomas Partey, who I want to keep him. He's my first choice, like CDM. He's staying. I need to offer him a new contract. Simple as that. I think you guys understand that in order to set up a proper career, you need to like take your time and not rush things. Because I remember when release clauses were first introduced, I think I was doing a Liverpool career, and then I think it was Klein at the time who had his release clause activated. So I was like, oh, I wish I could have kept him. But now, obviously, I can keep players because I'm taking my time. Another fantastic player, we've got Saul. He's got a big release clause. The one thing I like about the release clause is they are over double what their value is. But say Saul gets better, his release clause stays the same. And he is a crucial player. And he's one that I want to keep, so he's staying. A 5-year deal. Yes. Need to nail him down for the best years of his career. No release clause, that is fantastic. 50k wages for a player that's that good. 54, you know what, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Okay, Hector Herrera, good squad player. Yeah, I would probably say I'm happy to keep you. Am I? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see with Hector Herrera. He does have some good stats as well. 93 stamp, that's fantastic. We've got Caro, who can go, he's just young, so I'm not going to use. Same with Moya, same with Raquelme, same with Sanabria. Then we'll get to Koke, who luckily doesn't have a release clause. I was expecting him to. Very good player, I'm obviously going to be keeping him. Correa, I'm not too sure about. I've never really used Correa, but he doesn't, like, he's got good stats, don't get me wrong. He has, like, good acceleration and good agility. Is he my sort of player, though? How tall are you? 5'7", so you're a small player. 4-star, 4-star. Do I give Correa a go? That is the question. I'm not too sure. I ain't too sure. Or do I go for another winger? I'm tempted to give Correa a chance, actually. Obviously, João Felix we are keeping, but the question is, do you have a release clause? You do have a release clause. The thing is with Correa, I will say this with Correa. I am gonna keep him for now. I think. I think so. Oh, do I keep Correa? That is a question. Anyone in the chat? Do I keep Correa? Because, like, I could cash in and get quite a bit of money and then bring in my own winger, or buy Sancho. See, like, I would love to get Sancho. I'd love to get Sancho, but I don't know. Like, I don't like the thought of bringing in English players to a foreign club. Yes, obviously, like, Atletico brought in Trippier, but still, that weirds me out a bit. Why are Atletico Madrid buying Trippier of all right backs? I'm gonna list Correa. It would have to take a very good. It would have to take a very good offer, though. Because I am tempted to try him, though. Because he has some good stats, surprisingly. obviously with Joao Felix, we need to tie him down for as long as possible. Because this player is a baller. Here's another question. Do I play the Joao Felix out wide, or do I play him as a striker? That's one other thing that I'm contemplating. Salary. You know what? I'm happy to give you slightly more wage. Obviously, I've been trying to bring it down, but I'm happy to give Joao Felix 40k a week. It just makes it simple. Poveda can go. Garzes can go. Camelo can go. I'll get to Diego Costa in a second because I want to think about that. This guy can go. I don't know how to say his name. Morata is on his final year loan, and I do actually want to use Morata, so I'm going to keep him. But Diego Costa, I ain't sure about. Diego. He's got good weak foot, obviously 6'2". His pace isn't bad, considering he's 30 years old. Finishing 85 is still very good in the air. Do I keep Diego Costa? I know someone in the chat has said to sell Diego Costa, but I'd like to know the reason why you want me to sell him. Because realistically, he could be a good backup. I don't know how I want to play. I don't know if I want to start Morata up top with Joao Felix on one of the wings and then bring in another winger, or have Joao Felix up top and have two wingers. Because I like to play like a 4-3-2-1. I think I'm gonna actually keep Diego Costa for this season. I actually do think so. I just like the thought of keeping Diego Costa. So anyway, let's set up our initial tactics and formation. So obviously we're going to go to a 4-3-2-1, and I'm going to show you how I think in my mind it's going to go. I want Joao Felix maybe on the right hand side for now. I have Morata as the starter, and then for now I'm going to put Lamar there. I do think Lamar's going to be more backup though down the line. We've got a fantastic midfield three. Don't need to add to that, but maybe backups I might need to. Trippier can stay there for now. We've got Felipe, and we're going to have Jimenez. Hermoso is going to be our backup. Let's sort it out. So we've got keeper, then a backup defender. Need new left backs, so I'm going to look into them. Put Diego Costa on the bench. I think he's just going to be a backup striker off the bench. I think that's fine. So realistically what we need is two left backs, maybe a centre mid, and maybe like two wingers. Yeah, I think that's fair. Might as well sort out custom tactics now. I like to have it on pressure on every touch, and I also like to have it on possession. Roles can stay like that for now. So what I want from these are getting behind and stay forward, getting behind and stay forward, getting behind and stay forward, and then the middle one to stay back while attacking. That is my tactic. So yeah, we need two left backs, potentially a midfielder or two wingers, and that should be it. So without further ado, let's start looking into it. I've got a few names in mind. I'd like to run by you guys. So first one, as my first choice left back, I want Jose Gaya from Valencia. I just think he's a quality player, still quite young, so he can get better, and I think that's good. And then for my backup left back, I think we should go for, where is he? No, is it Ricardo Rodriguez? It is Ricardo Rodriguez. I just think he's got a decent stats, and I think he could just be a good backup left back. So I do have a couple of ideas for centre mids as well. I'm a big fan of this guy. Obviously, me being a Liverpool fan, I'd like to bring in someone from Liverpool, and that is Naby Keita. 24 years old. I think for now he's going to be impact from the bench if I do get him, with a view to maybe becoming a starter in the future. Who knows? And I'm actually going to look at one other player that I really in the last like 12 months I've just loved watching for Ajax, and that is Donny van der Beek. I think he could be a good player. He's got fantastic stamina, and he's very young, so he could get a lot better. As for wingers, I do have a couple of ideas as well. One of them being Felipe Anderson from West Ham. I think on his day he is a very, very good player, and I do like him a lot. And then I've got another idea as well, and that is Mr. Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman, again, very young, very talented, very, very quick as well. So I think he could be very good. If you guys have any more suggestions, be sure to leave them in the live stream chat if you're watching live, or in future episodes, leave them as a comment, and I will read through every comment as well. And then, I don't think we need another striker, to be honest. Because I was thinking, as an alternative to Diego Costa, to get Rodrigo. Is that something that people can get behind? Is Rodrigo a player that people can say, yes, you know, he could be an Atletico Madrid player? Not starter, but a like quality player. So we do have a bit of a shortlist right now. These are players that I would actually like to pursue. I think all of them are quality. Obviously, it's dependent on if we can afford them. But with Rodrigo, there's something about him I just think could be absolutely amazing. One thing that we are kind of lacking in that central striker position with Morata and Diego Costa is a bit of pace. So could Rodrigo be that man to replace Diego Costa if we decide to sell? I think what a player to like potentially replace him, to be honest. So I'm going to let the players that haven't been scouted be scouted in the next few days in game. And now we want to set up our coaching or training. For now, I'm going to put 2 on João Felix because I want him to get a lot better a lot quickly. Another player we would like to see improve is probably Lamar because he's still quite young. Another player possibly. You know what? We're going to put Oblak. Yes, he's 91 rated, but he's still quite young. And I'd probably say the last person is probably Llorente, just to get him a bit better in that CDM spot because he is going to be back up to Thomas Partey right now. So it's not too important, but we might as well like train him up. These probably aren't going to be the players I'm going to like be training up throughout the season constantly. Okay, let's read these. Glad you're selling me. Surprised you're selling me from Savage, so can't guarantee playtime. Same with Arias, and Koke is welcoming me to the club. Fantastic. Okay, that's good. So let's just advance a bit until we have the scout reports back. Oh, got a bid for one of the youngsters. One thing that I am also going to do, because I've actually listed up a few players, I might actually involve them in part exchange deals. So with like someone like Gaia, it might bring the price down quite a bit if I decide to offer Lodi as part of it. So let's see. But we've got a bid from Dortmund for Savage, and Savage is a player that I do want to sell on. And it said we can get up to about 28 mil, so I would be happy with 25 mil. It's 28, so he's in the prime. Okay, Dortmund representative is happy with that, so I'm happy with that. So the first player I do want to go for, I want to get that left back, that left back spot done. So Gaia is my first player that I definitely want. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I am gonna try and swap Lodi with him. This is worth 15 mil. Okay, they're happy to go along with it. So 18 mil plus 15 mil per Lodi. You're having a laugh. I'll probably go up to maximum like 14 mil. Okay, I'd say 11 mil would be fair. Come on, 11 mil, and then we've got a fair deal. Yes. Okay. Lovely. So let's try and sort that out right now. Let's bring him into the club straight away. I'd be happy with that. Okay, we're meeting at the training ground. So squad role realistically, you're 81 rate, so you are going to be wanting important. I'm happy with that. I just wanted to test the waters and just see. Okay, so next one, 5 years. You're 24 years old, Jose, so let's try and get you in. No release clause. We've been through this enough. Thank you very much. Wages is good. Wages is very good. Let's get rid of that bonus because we don't need it. And he has joined. So we have got our first signing of the series, and it is Mr. Jose Gaya, who will wear the number 3 shirt for Atletico Madrid. I'm loving the pink boots, mate. I'm loving that. Okay, so realistically, we want to bring in Ricardo Rodriguez straight away as well. Let's see if we can offer another fullback. Maybe Arias as part of the deal. I don't know how much he's worth. Let's have a look. Arias is worth 11. Ricardo Rodriguez worth 10. I'm very happy with that. It saves me a lot of money. Plus we haven't got a bid in for Arias, yeah? And you've got to remember, we're also selling Savage. We might need to look for a 4th centre-back. That might be something I do, but it's not a high priority. I think 3 centre-backs, 3 good centre-backs is key. But we'll have a look as well, don't worry. Okay, I'm happy he wants to be rotation. That means that Gaia knows he's the first choice, and Ricardo Rodriguez knows that he's going to be second choice behind him. Happy with that. Okay, no release clause. What are your wages? What are you looking for? Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to offer wages, am I? I'm happy to give 40. And you are happy to take 40. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're still waiting on Naby's full scout report, so I am gonna wait on that. But I'm just having a look, see at these players. So I'm starting to think, because I kind of want Keita and Van der Beek. That means that I'm probably going to part exchange Herrera as part of one. I think. Okay. Kingsley is definitely my first choice. I think I'm going to go for Kingsley right now. I'm going to offer Correa. Because I do want to get rid of Correa. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Wingers. Correa. Yeah, they want the Correa party. Jesus Christ, how much? You're joking. I'm gonna start at 20 mil just to be cheeky. Oh, see, you dropped it down because you know that that was extortionate. 22 mil plus Correa is a deal. And you, sir, are a legend for letting that happen. So think of it this way: we're gonna have João Felix on the right, we're going to have Koeman on the left, and we're going to have Morata or Diego Costa or even Rodrigo up front. Okay, he's 84, so it should be important. Yes. 85, I believe, is the threshold where it becomes crucial, which we saw with Jimenez. No release clause, no matter how big it is. 100 mil would be brilliant for Koeman, but I still would rather sort out myself. He's on big wages. I'm going to put it to 110k, just a bit more than he is actually on right now. You're worth that, Kingsley. You are going to be a god here at the Wanda Metropolitano. Okay, so right now I'm going to leave those 4 for now because we've signed 3 quality players. I'm going to add them to the squad as I go along because I just think it's important to. So Gaia is already in that left back spot, and then we've got Rodriguez as a backup. Oh, Llorente needs to be on the bench. I'm going to take Herrera off. Actually, I'll keep Herrera on for now. And then we need 2 wingers there, potentially. Or maybe... actually, we're probably on the bench. It's going to be Llorente, Keita and Van der Beek. And then we're going to have Felipe Anderson there. And then I think that's kind of, like, done, really. Koeman needs to come in for Lamar. Oh, I've totally forgot about... I actually totally forgot about Lamar, to be honest. Okay, put him on there actually. Okay, we're gonna think this through. We're gonna think it through. We got this. We got this. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So one thing that we can do with this, we're going to obviously use the one we had last week. I'm going to take Oblak off because we don't really need to upgrade him. And we're going to put Gaia in as someone to work on, get him a bit higher. We could put Coman in there as well, get him better instead of Lamar realistically, because Lamar's a backup. I don't know. I'm still thinking that one through. Still thinking it through. International manager got a bid for Vitola for about 15 mil. I'm happy with that from Napoli. Okay, we're starting to get through. Obviously we're starting to advance. Oh, it looks like we've got a final thing for Keita. Caro has sold. Jarzez from Wigan. That would be quite nice. So realistically, these two are going to cost about the same as well. For 82 rated players, they're going to cost about the same. But realistically, we should go for it. We should go for it. I don't know whether to use Lamar. That's my thinking point. Do I use Lamar? Okay, so what we want to do, because we've talked it through, Hector Herrera. Ooh, they're willing to part exchange. The problem is, Jurgen, like, money is quite tight right now. So can we get a bit of deal off that? If we can go 22 mil, I'll shake your hand right now, and you are the best manager to ever live on this planet. Oh, Jurgen Klopp is the best man. Well, I knew that anyway because I'm a Liverpool fan. But Naby Keita looks like he's going to be the latest recruit to the Atleti squad. So I'm very, very happy with that. Important. He is going to be important. He's going to play a good role. He's going to play a lot of games. He's probably going to play Europe games. He's going to be coming off the bench in like La Liga games and starting some. Fantastic. Deny release clause. That's fantastic wages, you know, for a player as good as Naby. And you know what? We're going to go straight in for the Van der Beek. We're going to go for the double big transfer on this day. The problem is, do we have anyone to swap with Mr. Donny? Anyone? So keeping Koke, keeping Coleman. Lamar, I'm still undecided by. Vitolo's got a bid for him, so I think I'm going to just let that happen. Marcus Llorente, yeah, I want to keep realistically. Keepers, I want to keep. Those four, I want to keep. Centre backs, got a bid for Savage, so I'm not worried about that. No one really I can offer. Do I want to get rid of Diogo Costa though? That's the problem. Or do I just want to offer him straight for Rodrigo? That is the question. That is the question. I think I'm going to try and go for a bid. 30 mil. Hope he's not too expensive. 43 mil. You're joking. You're having a laugh, mate. 34 mil. I'll shake your hand right now and we'll go separate ways. Oh, you want to fight this out, do you? You want to fight this out? 35 is my final offer. I think he heard me. I think he heard me. 35 mil for Donny van der Beek. Gotta think, that is a lot of money, but it's a big investment. 22 years old, fantastic midfielder. Going to be the future star of this team. Also, he's going to be important. Obviously, a lot of these players are. Mr. Donny van der Beek, I'm so happy they added his game face, because he's a player that I've wanted to use for ages. Deny release clause. We've still got plenty of wages, so I'm not worried about that whatsoever. And there we go, maybe. There we go. So obviously the last player I do want is Felipe Anderson for sure. But I've not really got anyone to offer, so I'm going to wait for that Savage money to come through, and hopefully that will fund the Felipe Anderson one. Savage is now sold, so that's good. We also can sort out new training. Vitolo is also sold for we've got £12 million from that 14.5. Let's just sort out a team so we know exactly where we stand. So we've got Vasalco, but we'll swap him out for Van der Beek. Where is Mr. Cater? There he is. So we have 3 exceptional midfielders on the bench. That's fantastic. So realistically, if we get Felipe Anderson, I'm going to take Llorente off the bench, put Cater and Van der Beek there, because realistically, Llorente's not going to get much game time over them. Put Vasilica up there, so we know that these are players that are still going to get used. And I am very happy with that. Very happy indeed. God, let's get this done. So right now we have 37 mil plus a lot of wages. So realistically, we're going to get to Felipe Anderson as part of this deal very easily, and we get to keep Lamar, who I kind of would prefer to keep him. You know what? I'm going to go straight in 30 mil. Shake my hand right now, David. 47 mil. Are you joking? You're actually having a laugh if you think that is fair. 47 mil. You're having a laugh, mate. 34.1. They're going to think about it. I'm disgusted with that. 34.1 mil. Okay, we're going to take Lamar out and we're going to put Coman in. Race against Clark, or do we want him working on? I think if we want him working on those stuff, I'm not honestly too fussed if Llorente goes up or not. So what I'm going to do is put on Donny. I don't want him as a defensive player. Do I want it on that one? Or that one? Let's put it on that. I do want him working hard on that. Maybe that's our final thing. But as we see, João Felix has gone up to 81 rated, which is nice. I want to keep 2 slots for him because he is still very young. I think by the end of the season he could be pushing towards 90 rated. He could be truly exceptional. Okay, they want 47.7 mil. They've actually gone up by 600k. Why? I'm like, is Felipe Anderson even worth 35 mil in today's money? Probably not. And they still want 47 mil. I'm only going up by a mil a time because I'm like, it's not worth. I'm sorry, but representatives from West Ham, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is robbery. There's no point. They've backed out of the deal. They know how desperate we are to actually bring in Felipe Anderson. That's the sad thing. They know exactly what they're doing. We're going to come back in a week's time and try and sort out that deal because he is a player that I want. Got a bid for Tony Moyet and we've got a bid for Vasilica, but as we know, Vasilica is not leaving, so we're going to reject that. Because my hope was actually to keep some money and then potentially swap Diego Costa for Rodrigo. But right now, that is robbery. Can we bid for him again? No. I get that he is one of the star players at West Ham. I do get that. But at the same time, that is crazy. Would you pay 37 mil for... Well, would you pay 47 mil realistically for Felipe Anderson? Because they didn't budge one bit. Right, I think we're able to go back in for him. We can. It says there 26 mil to 37 mil. It should cost. So I'm gonna start low and try and work my way. I'm gonna start at 28 mil because I don't think Felipe Anderson is worth more than 35 mil. Simple as that. 47.1 mil straight away. He's like, you're back again. Same price. I'm going 30 mil. Wow, these are not budging. These are not budging whatsoever. They're going to think about it. They're not going to think about it. They're going to come back with 47.7 mil. We know that. I'm not paying that much. I'm not. I think that's ludicrous. Come on. 47.7. Like, we know what's going to happen. We're just going to be stuck in this roundabout where they're just not going to cooperate with us. I'm going to go 35 mil. I don't know how much I would go to. 47.7 still. I'm going to go 38. Even that's horrid. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. What can I do? What can I do? Like, Felipe Anderson, you're a fantastic player. You've got fantastic speed. You are everything that I actually kind of want in this team. You're a good player. I just cannot for the life of me justify paying 47 mil for a player that is probably I'd like realistically just want to pay 30 for. 47 mil. Think of the players that you could sign for 47 mil. I've signed players a lot cheaper for that. Like, Coman is so much better realistically than Felipe Anderson. But yet, I managed to get Coman like a lot cheaper. Granted, yes, I offered Correa. I think it worked out about 45 mil overall for the deal for Coman, and I think 45 mil. I'm like, okay, I can realistically accept that. So we're gonna go in for him again, and realistically, we just need to keep on battling and see if I do not want to pay over £40 million for this player. I'm going 30 mil. Come on, just finally. 44.9. They're going down a bit. They're going down a bit. 34 mil. Come on, like just humour me. It's gone down a bit, but not to a point where I'm like, yes, we're doing well. I'm not spending any more than 40 mil for Felipe Anderson. Simple as that. He's just not worth. I could think of other players instead. Doesn't matter how much I want Felipe Anderson. He's not worth over 40. Fair play to West Ham though. Wait, 37.5 mil they want now. Accept. That's cheaper than my highest bid that I did. Fair play to West Ham. They tried to battle it, but this has been like nearly 3 weeks worth of negotiations, and we did hold out, and we seem to have got our man for a reasonable price. It's not a great price by any means, but it's a good price. Okay, deny the release clause. Well, once he's in our contract, we're not letting him go. You better be bloody good, Felipe. We have battled hard for you. We've got plenty of wages still, so I'm happy with that. He's here. He's finally here. Felipe Anderson is our man. It took the 3rd week in a row to try and negotiate, but that's good. Right, let's try and change it up a bit so we can try and get some stuff back. So what I do kind of want to see how much Rodrigo is rated by Valencia. What the price would be if I were to offer Diego Costa as part exchange, because Diego Costa is worth about the same. Okay, they want him. They want 20 mil on top. I think the maximum I could offer is like 10 mil. Oh, they actually are accepting it. Now here's the question: do I take Rodrigo, or do I keep the Diego Costa? Because I can afford him. That's surprising. That is surprising. I think I've got to take him, Anna. He's younger by 2 years. I think Diego Costa is just 30. This is like 32 or something. He's an important player. Look how easy it was to negotiate a deal for Rodrigo Oh, I should have him just for. But yet, for Felipe Anderson, for just money up top, maybe they would have been a lot more kinder if I offered, say, someone like someone in return. But I'm happy if we've got that deal. Let's get rid of that. Let's try and get you in right about now. There we go. Rodrigo has signed, and that is our transfer business done. We have managed to bring in 7 new players. Brought in Jose Gaya as our first choice left back, with Ricardo Rodriguez as our backup. We've got Kingsley Coman as our first choice left winger. Obviously I'm going to change squad number so it says 25 at the moment, don't worry about that. Got Naby Keita as a backup centre mid. Same with Donny van der Beek. And we've got Felipe Anderson as a backup winger. And we've got Rodrigo as a backup striker. Very happy with that. So now what we need to do is just do the final altercations on the bench. So we're going to take out Llorente, put him there because he's a backup. Sort this out like this, and there is our squad for the season. I'm very happy with it. It took a lot more time than I probably would have thought. We've been streaming pretty much an hour right now, which is fine. So it makes it worthwhile. I just need to change squad numbers. I'm happy with 21 and 3. It's the midfielders that I'm not too sure about. Actually, Coman, realistically I want him as number 11, but I believe that's Lamar's. It is Lamar's. 7 is Felix. 17, I could do 17 or 19. 19's alright for Coman, that's not bad. Felipe Anderson then, number 17. Yes. Then we've got Van der Beek, 16. I'm kinda happy with that. 14 is Llorente. Who's number 8? Saul. Fifteen's fine for Naby. I think 15's alright. Then go further down. I believe it's given Rodrigo 10. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. So that is our squad done. So all we realistically need to do now is just progress to the first game of the season, and then that will signal the end of this first episode and live stream of this Atletico Madrid career mode series, which I'm very delighted with, I'm not gonna lie. Let's keep on progressing. Okay, a few things haven't gone through. So youngsters are bloody tough to get rid of on this game. They are very, very tough. Got a bid for Lamar as well from Benfica, 39 mil, but I'm going to actually block it. If I want to keep, I'm going to block, because I'm actually looking forward to actually trying out Lamar. I think he could be very, very good. Okay, we've got another training coming up. Oh, and now the overlay has changed, meaning that we are getting closer to the start of the season. Now that we've figured out who we want as our 5 players to be, or 4 players technically, to be trained throughout the season, we are going to keep on training them up. Van der Beek has gone up a bit, but Felix has now gone up to 82 rating. Considering the season hasn't started yet and it will start next episode, I'm going to probably keep it at 2 games an episode. I'm not going to actually edit it. I'm actually going to keep it as raw footage so you can see the gameplay throughout. So now we are on match day, so at the start of next episode we're going to obviously attend the press conference. I'm just going to get rid of these 2 inboxes. But yeah guys, that is going to wrap up this first episode of this series. If you guys have enjoyed and enjoy what you see, if you've got any more suggestions, then be sure to put them in the comments down below. But until next time guys, if you have enjoyed, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and goodbye.